So your wool might be coated in plastic. Yep, I just learned that this week and it's pretty terrible. Let me tell you all about superwash wool. A lot of merino wool goes through a superwash process. That process makes it washable, right? Well, what they're doing is soaking that wool fiber, right? After they take it off the sheep, they'll then put that wool in basically a chlorine bath and then coat it with Percocet 125, and that is a type of nylon. It also has some polyacrylates and some other stuff in there, but that essentially makes it washable, right? So it's not going to shrink and get felted, right? It's really going to retain its shape. But dermal absorption is real, not to mention inhalation. If you're wearing something and it leaches things off, you are going to potentially breathe that in. And it has also been shown in studies that when you sweat, your body gets warm, you can absorb things dermally. And there are certain parts of our body that absorb things pretty readily, right? What I would say is that a superwash wool is still going to be like way better than just getting plain polyester, right? However, I was really shocked that a lot of brands that I thought were totally plastic free and advertised themselves as being chemical free had superwash merino wool. However, there are brands that I know for a fact do not coat their wool in plastic. And so I'm going to list some of those right here. It does not mean that every kind of merino wool out there that is washable has plastic on it. In fact, I've spent the last few days on the phone with a number of different brands trying to figure out how they superwash their wool. There are ethical ways to superwash wool, okay? There's different enzymes that they can use instead of coating it in that nylon, right? And so there are brands that are already doing this out there. In order to tell whether or not merino wool is superwash or not, you have to look for the GOTS organic certification. That's a really great way. If it also says to only cold wash it, right, or to hand wash only, then you know it's not going to have gone through that superwash process. However, what I would say is that if it is between a superwash wool brand and a completely plastic brand, go with the wool brand. You know what I mean?